outside. But y'all, do traditional, do traditional. Before I get started in this video, this is your girl Pocanova. Make sure to like, subscribe, and interact with me on this topic today. Do traditional men still exist? Do they still exist? It's 2024. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. Like, I don't even really know the answer to that. That's why I'm asking you guys. Like, do traditional men still exist? And I'm talking about, like, my dad, my granddad, like, they knew how to build houses. Like, my granddaddy built the home house. I remember our house growing up. My dad, the house did not look like it did, when I was a teenager, as it did when I was, like, a toddler. Like, he really, added on to the house, added rooms, added bathrooms. He knew how to build, like, really beautiful decks and stuff like that. So it's just like, when you're used to certain things, it's like today, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, guys just, that's why I'm just like asking, like, do traditional men still exist? Because I don't really see a lot of that. Like, even if you were to, just say you wanted to build a house, you would probably just pay someone to build it for you. Like, do men still know how to build houses from, like, the ground up, like my dad did and my grandfather did? And if my dad was alive today, he would probably be like, what, 55? He wouldn't, be that old. So, and my grandfather, he's like 80, in his 80s or whatever. So, I don't know, because, like, me, like, how I am now, like, since I moved to Texas, like, I really just be chilling. Like, I don't do a lot of the things that I used to do. A lot of stuff don't excite me no more. So, it's like, it's just hard to find somebody who, like, more on your speed, like, who match your speed or whatever. And I'm not saying just because, like, I don't want to do this, you should have to, but that's kind of like where I'm at now. Like, I kind of just want to date people who, like, kind of like me, because, like, I don't want to like talk to somebody who want to go out all the time knowing I don't go out no more. So that's all I'm saying. Like, do traditional men still exist? Y'all comment and let me know, because I don't know. Because, like, I had to start talking to this guy because he want to take my trash out. And I know y'all probably think, like, that's petty or whatever, but I don't think it was petty, because it's like, you can set the bar, like, really, really low, and a guy can't even jump over that. And it's just like, you know, I'm from the South, so it's like, I'm not used to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, if you're, like, on your way out the door and I'm just like, hey, can you take this for me or whatever? And you're, like, telling me no or whatever. And it's like, so, like, we haven't seen each other since then. And, some people was like, oh, that was petty or whatever. Then I had some people like, oh, you have boundaries. And I'm like, well, yeah, because, like, why would I want somebody around who can't even, like, take out my trash? Like, I'm not asking for nothing major. Like, and you're walking out the door, like, you're parked literally right next to the dumpster. But, so I don't know. Like, I just know, me personally, like, I just want someone who, like, for one, who, like, got a relationship with a guy, like, comfortable in himself, like, self-love first. And, because, like, a lot of people, like, they're not healed, like, they'll come to you and, like, they'll have, like, a lot of problems or whatever. So it's just like, I just kind of want somebody boring and traditional. But I don't know if they still exist. And if you guys do exist, where do we find you? Because it seems like everybody's, like, on social media now. Everybody, like, want to do the dating apps and stuff like that. And it's like, even if you do go out, just say, like, if you're out or whatever, people won't even approach you. Like, they'll just wait until, like, you leave or something. Then they'll probably, like, look you up on social media. Then they'll, like, slide on you, So I don't know, but, if you are a traditional man, comment on here. Like, what are some things, like, just say, like, changing a tire. You may have some guys, like, change the tire or whatever, but then you may have some guys who are, like, just call AAA. So do you guys feel like that's an issue? If you have a man, would you be like, would that turn you off if they use AAA rather than them just going to, change the tire themselves? Or just say, like, painting. Painting the walls, like, they might pay somebody to paint it. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of stuff that our, like, parents did or our grandparents did, we would just pay for it nowadays. So, and I'm not gonna just talk about the men, because, like, in order for me to want a traditional man, I have to be a traditional woman. But I feel like, for the most part, like, I handle my own. Like, I'll cook, I'll clean, be submissive, words of encouragement, stuff like that. And for one, I feel like a lot of it is just holding yourself accountable. Like, nobody's perfect. So if we're getting to know each other, I'm not gonna know everything you like. You're not gonna know everything I like. But at the same time, it's like I know how to have a conversation even if it's uncomfortable. Whereas it's kind of hard to have that with people like, um, so that's what I want to know. Like, traditional men, do they still exist? And you guys comment and let me know. Like, I'm not on here to give you guys an answer because I really don't know. I'm gonna say in 2024, no. Roles are like so reversed now. Like everything is just like a people just use you. So don't even think like when people come into your life that is genuine. Like because if someone is coming in your life, they're either like using you to get over someone. It's kind of rare like where you meet someone they're like not dealing with someone. So if you do meet someone, they're kind of like using you to get that person off your mind. And then if you guys take it to another level, then things may change or whatever. But it's rare just finding someone who just genuine these days because everyone just has motives. Like they might need a place to stay, or they know you a God-fearing woman, you can pray for them, or they know you be blessed. Like when they're around you, they always get money because they're blessed or whatever it is. You guys just have to figure that out for yourself. But I don't know. It's like I just haven't seen when the last time like a man built a house. And I'm not talking about like paying for nobody to build a house. I'm talking about like you went out there, you bought the wood, you bought the sheetrock, you bought everything, the nail, the hammer, the tool gun. You built the house, and I don't really see that anymore. Like most time now people just pay people to do stuff for them. Like, okay, what's the budget? Da, da, da. But I know when I was growing up, like my dad and my granddad, like they did it themselves. Like Home Depot and Lowe's was like a second home to us. And it's like now the men you date now, like you guys never go to Lowe's or Home Depot. And I hear like that's a good place to find a man, like Lowe's and Home Depot. That's what I've heard, because I remember like growing up, we stayed at Lowe's and Home Depot. But like now you could date a man, you guys would never see them going to Lowe's and Home Depot. Like it's so sad. Like I don't know. It's like, and like I'm 32, so like I don't want to talk to someone like in their 50s or 60s. I kind of want to talk to someone like around my age group. Like I don't really like talking to guys like older than me or younger than me. I kind of just like the same age group, like anywhere from like 28 to like 35. That's kind of like what I like or whatever. So I don't know, guys. Like this is really hard because it's like men don't even know how to build a damn doghouse. Like I remember my dad did all of that. Like we had a dog, Max, growing up. He never bought the doghouse from the store. Like he would build Max's doghouse. I remember like he built us a tree house growing up. I remember we had like a swing in the backyard. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do traditional men still exist? And I feel like in order to be a traditional man, you have to be a traditional woman too. Because like, why would you want a man to like build a house from scratch? Change to oil, do all this, and then like he can't even come home to like a home cooked meal. Like you're always taking out, and there's nothing wrong with takeout. Don't get me wrong, but you have to cook at some point in your life, or taking care of the kids, or making sure his clothes washed or whatever, because like people don't even want to do the simple stuff. Like I had washed the guy I was dating, I had washed his clothes or whatever, and he had, I was just like, well, I'll wash them for you, but I didn't want to fold them because I don't like starting stuff that I know I'm not going to continue to do. Like early on in the relationship, like I was taught that at like a young age, like don't start doing stuff that you don't want to keep doing. So like I did wash his clothes, but I just washed them and dried them and I didn't fold them. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'll do this for you, but I'm not going to continue to do this, So he definitely understood what I was saying or whatever. So I don't know, y'all. Just let me know. Like, comment if you guys think that traditional men are still around, because I'm gonna say no. It's just really hard out here. Like I said, the guy didn't even want to take out my trash, so it's just hard to just. I don't know, like, you can always find people, like, if you needed stuff moved around, or, like, just say, like, if you needed to move a dresser, or you needed to move some furniture, it was always easy to, like, find guys to help you. Now I feel like that's really hard. Like, if you moving some furniture around, it's kind of hard to find people that, will help you or whatever like that, to, like, move furniture or whatever like that. So, I don't know, times are just really different. Like, they're definitely not how they used to be back in the day. But just because times are different doesn't mean that everyone's like that. So I don't know, but I definitely want a traditional man. I'm talking about like God fearing, like just family oriented, and like really mean it. Like a lot of people, like they pretend like they're like that, and they're really not. Like I feel like people just be put on a facade, and it's like for one, you have to start and be real with yourself. Like if you're not like a one woman man, stop pretending to be a one woman man. It's okay if you like to date multiple women or sleep with multiple women. That's fine, but just admit that and be honest to yourself. Like I hate guys who come across like, oh, I'm so loyal and I'm this and I'm that, and you know you're not. And it's like, why are you lying to me and why are you lying to yourself? Like if you want to be a player, like be a player. Like that's why I feel like the world's so messed up, because everybody be trying to pretend to please the opposite sex when it's like, be honest with yourself first. And I feel like dating will go a lot better. But everyone wants to come off like they're so a good guy and they're such a this and that, and it's like you're really not. Like you're, you know, you like being with multiple women, you're a player, you're a womanizer, you know, you're a narcissist or whatever you are, and it's like that's okay. And then like once they see like that, you kind of see who they are, they'll kind of like try to play mind games with you. But it's like when people show you who they are, believe them. Like because people try to pretend for so long. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm loyal, and then you see that they're not loyal, you know. And it's like, but they'll always just be like, oh, I'm loyal, I'm real, but their actions don't show that they're loyal or real. Like they don't do nothing loyal or nothing real. Like they're super flawed, you know. So I don't know. I was just up thinking about that because I was watching this show and she was talking about like domestic women, like do women domestic women still exist? And I was like, yeah, because like me personally, like cooking is my love language. So like I love to like cook for my man and stuff like that. But I won't continue to do it because, you know, I'm not a wife. So it's like I don't want to play a wife role. But like, yeah, I'll cook for you, but I won't cook for you all the time. But like, yeah, I'll definitely cook for you, but it won't be like a everyday thing. Like I won't wash your clothes every day. I feel like a house being clean. We're not living together anyway, so my house is definitely going to be clean because I was taught that you should never let a guy come over your house and your house is dirty. But it's just like the simple stuff. Like I said, when I washed the guy clothes, I was like, yeah, I'll wash your clothes, but I'm not gonna fold them for you. And I only did it one time, so it was just like, you know, I think he was just trying to test me or whatever. But I don't care about that. But I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and fold your clothes. Like, yeah, I'll wash them for you or whatever. But that's it. But I don't know, y'all, cause that's what I want. Like I just want like a traditional man, like who just really like a family man who know how to just, he don't have to always like pay somebody to do stuff, because that's like a turn off to me. Like if you have to always like pay somebody to do stuff and I'd be like, well damn, you can't do it yourself, it's like a real turn off. Because it's like just say like we bought like a new baby crib or something, or a bed, and like you don't even know how to put it together, like you're having to like pay somebody to do it. It's like, you know, guys just don't be wanting to get their hands dirty anymore. That's why I was saying like the traditional man still exists, because I don't think so. Like men are just so, they're so different, you know. And it's like I don't want to be timid around you neither. Like I don't want to be like scared to ask you to do stuff for me, or scared like, oh, can you take out my trash? And I don't even feel like as a man you should like, well, me personally, I don't feel like if you're around me and you're a man, I should have to ask you to take out my trash. Like your brain should just be like, especially like if you see it's full and you're leaving, you should just be like, oh, let me take that. Or it don't even need a conversation. Honestly, just do it. Like I'm not gonna be mad at you because you took my trash out. So that's what I'm saying. Like women set the bar so low now that like men, like they don't even want to jump over it. And it could be like the bare minimum, they still can't even get it done. Like false promises, like, you know, like people, like you won't even have to ask somebody for something and like they'll just lie and tell you they're gonna do something and then don't even come through with it. And that makes me like, that'll get you cut quick with me, because it's like, for one, I hate liars, and for two, you could have just shut the fuck up. Like, why are you sitting here saying you're gonna do something and you know you're not gonna do it, and then when the day comes for you to deliver, you're missing, or I can't get in touch with you and stuff like that. And it's like, well, you didn't even have to open your mouth to say anything, you know. So definitely stay away from them types, because like people, they'll just try to play you and like see, like use you or whatever. And it's like, guys, just don't be out here getting used up. Like we already got enough going on. Like don't be out here like letting people use you You know what I'm saying? Like, if the energy not being reciprocated, just fall back. Like, it's cool that stuff didn't work out. Like, sometimes, like, everything not gonna work out. Don't beat yourself up about it. But if you know you was solid on your end and you ain't do no flaw or no snake stuff, be okay with that. Like, be like, well, I know I was kept it solid on my end. I kept it 100. You know, I didn't do no. Then cool, because like, they gonna miss you. I'm telling you, because it's not no like real solid people out there. So even if they get out there and they try to replace you, they start dating other girls, they gonna have to date other girls to get over you. So don't even trip about that, because like, people just be missing you and you be on their mind rent free all the time. So yeah, they gonna have to date other girls or what guys or whatever they into, so they won't think about you as much. And that's cool. But whoever they dating, they're not gonna replace you. Even if they try to make it seem like they're better than you, like, don't watch their social medias. Like, don't like, just, I'm not saying you have to block them or whatever, but just mute their stuff. Like, if you don't want to like be looking at what they're doing, mute them so you don't have to see them. You know, just try not to be reminiscing. Like, just try to get out of there, because honestly, like, you really just dodged a bully. Like, don't even trip about it. But I don't know, y'all. I just want like a traditional God-fearing man, like, for real. Because like, everybody, they make it seem like having multiple women is so cool. And I feel like if a man can just be like monogamous with one person, I feel like that's a real turn on, because that takes a lot of discipline. I feel like sleeping with a lot of people is easy. It's hard being just faithful to one person. Because I know me, like, when I'm in relationships, I get tried the most when I'm in a relationship. But when I'm single and just like outside, I don't have as much problem. But once I'm like deciding that I'm just gonna focus on you, I'm just gonna be with you, that's when like everybody be trying to like come back or whatever and tell me, oh, they miss me, or like be trying to like spin the block on me or whatever, because they see I'm happy with my man. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's easy to be a player. It's kind of hard to be like monogamous or whatever, especially like when you're gonna have so much hate on you about you just trying to be with one person. Like, he said, we traditional men still exist, queen. Thank you. Okay. See, I got somebody to say something, because okay, so can you give me an example of what a traditional man is? Because me personally, I'm just going off my own experience. I really don't know. So I'm not on here like trying to give advice about it. I really want to know. So I know I was saying like, okay, times are different, but I was saying like growing up, like my dad knew how to build a house. My granddaddy knew how to build a house. So do people still build houses from scratch, or do you like just pay somebody to build your house, or do you just buy a house? Like, you know, like, okay, just say like, even if you did pay somebody to build your house, will you at least go out there and help them to build a house? Like, you might help install some windows, because I knew growing up, I knew how to lay tile. My dad taught me how to lay tile. I knew how to make the mud, do the tile. I knew how to apply sheetrock, you know, the nail gun, stuff like that. So I'm just saying, do men like even still on a toolbox? Do y'all have a tool belt? Do y'all have hammer and nails? Just like, I don't be seeing it no more. Like I said, stuff just got so easy. Like, your tire can go flat. You can went out there, changed the tire, but you'll just wear the car AAA, and it's like AAA might take like what, 30-45 minutes. You could have did it yourself. I don't know. That'd be like a turn off for me. Like, if I'm in a car with a man and his tire goes flat and he like called AAA, am I wrong for that, y'all? Because I feel like, why you just ain't gonna do it yourself? He said, a man who's all for monogamy that introduce you to his family. Period. Okay, so I'm kind of on the right track. I needed to hear from a man, because I'm not a man. So a man commented and said that, guys. So he said, a traditional man is a man who's all for monogamy and he'll introduce you to his family. And that's what I said, because like I said, I feel like it's hard to be monogamous. It's easy to be a player. Like, having multiple women, that's easy. Like, but just being with one person and focus on that one person and trying to be a better man for yourself and that person, that is hard. Like, don't let them tell you that it's different, because like, me, I'm gonna just use me for an example. Me, when I don't have boyfriends often, but when I do have boyfriends, like, I'm super loyal. So I might have been single for like 3-4 years, and then as soon as I get in a relationship, I'll like cut people off. You know, people hit me up, I'll be like, hey, you know, please don't hit me up as much, you know, I'm focused on this or whatever like that. They will try me so much. Like, I swear to God, it's so weird. Like my ex the other day, he wrote me, he was like, he said something about my hair. He was like, oh, he liked my hair. And I was like, I know. And he was like, oh, you could have said thank you. And I was like, I don't have to tell you thank you. Like, I'm not doing this for you. You know, I was just saying I know. I wasn't trying to get in like conversation with him. So when he responded, I just said I know, thinking that would just end the conversation. He sent me this long thread about, oh, you got a nigga now.